The championship stage has been set. It'll be a rematch between Team USA and Team Canada, but there's so much to prepare for leading up to the big event. Let's talk about this game between Canada and Finland, and we'll also hear from Sidney Crosby and Brayden Point. There's a lot to break down in today's episode of Locked On Devils. Buckle up, everybody. I got the coverage for you live here in Boston.
You're Locked On Devils, your daily podcast on the New Jersey Devils. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi, this is Bryce Salvador, and you're Locked On Devils with Trey Matthews.
Scores! Oh, Steven stepped up, nailed him. Brodor's got the puck. What a shot. The Devils win the Stanley Cup.
Alrighty now, what is up, New Jersey? Welcome back to the Locked On Devils podcast here at the Locked On Network. I'm your host, college hockey play announcer, Devils writer, Pucks Pitchforks, and also part-time Credential Media member, Trey Matthews. Second episode of the day. Game 1 of 2 has concluded. Team Canada defeated Team Finland by a score of 5-3. In today's bonus episode, I will share my thoughts on the game. Then we will hear from Captain Sidney Crosby and Brayden Point in the second and third segments. Team USA is already in the championship game. Team Sweden needed a miracle, and all Team Canada had to do was essentially win against Team Finland, and they brought the beatdown to Beantown. Canada is one of the main headliners for this tournament. They had to compete in the championship game. Canada was in the news for more reasons than one. On Saturday, the fans inside the Bell Center were booing the Star-Spangled Banner. Then chaos ensued within the first 9 seconds of the game, led by the Tkachuk brothers, and Team USA embarrassed them on their home ice. The game generated 4.4 million viewers, which was the most watched non-Stanley Cup Finals game since 2019. Everybody was talking about it, from fans to media to politicians from both countries. It was just incredible to see. Jordan Binnington was the starter in net against Team Finland. He had to win this game. Otherwise, he might not be able to step foot in Canada anytime soon. Canada said that they were treating this like a Game 7, and they came out to play, scoring 3 early goals on Kevin Lankinen. Once again, the great 97 scored the first goal of the game, and it was a snowball effect. Team Canada played much better against a weaker opponent, with all due respect. Finland just didn't have the same amount of defensive talent, which was their weakness going into the tournament. UC Soros came in relief in the third, but the game was pretty much over after the first period. Or so you thought. Late in the third period, Esa Lindell scored for Finland, sniped one short side. And once Finland got the extra attacker out, they had more energy. Mikael Granlund scored 2 quick goals to cut the lead to 1. Here's a funny story. Members of the media, we were making our way toward the elevator so that way we can get to the locker rooms, prepare our equipment. But once we heard the goal horn go off a few times, we were just like, wait, that's not Team Canada. That's Team Finland. And I was with Jim Behringer of Full Press Hockey, and I was just basically telling him, like, bro, no way. No way Finland just cut this to a 1-goal deficit, and there was like a minute left. So not significant time, but enough time to get a couple shots on and maybe tie the game and send it into overtime. But Sidney Crosby sealed the game with an empty netter. This is one of the reasons why I love the Four Nations tournament, because just when you thought the game was over, because trust me, I thought this game was pretty much out of reach after the first period, you're just throwing a curveball. Third period, late push by Finland. Unfortunately, it was just too little, too late, and they walked away empty-handed. The championship stage is now set. It's going to be a rematch from last Saturday's matchup between Team USA and Team Canada, and I'm sure everybody is going to gear up for that one. I'm really looking forward to seeing that rematch live and in person. The temperature is going to go up a notch. Tensions are going to be high. I expect for it to be an absolute dogfight. We saw what happened in front of a hostile Canadian environment. Now let's bring the product to the States in front of a hostile American fan base. I'll have all the coverage for you within the next few days, but for the time being, just focusing on this particular matchup, Team Canada victorious over Team Finland 5-3. We're going to hear from Sidney Crosby and Brayden Point momentarily, but before we continue, let me tell you guys about Select Quote. In sports, having a winning strategy is everything. It's how the best teams make it to the Super Bowl, the World Series, Four Nations, and the Olympics. The same goes for life. Having a strategy like life insurance from Select Quote can protect your financial legacy and keep your family's future secure. Select Quote makes it easy to find the perfect life insurance policy as one of America's leading insurance brokers with nearly 40 years of experience. They've helped over 2 million customers find $700 billion in coverage since 1985. What sets Select Quote apart is their personal touch. Unlike other brokers that offer one-size-fits-all policies, their licensed agents tailor coverage to fit your unique needs. If you're in good health, you might even qualify for same-day coverage of up to $5 million. No medical exam required, and it's more affordable than you think. You could get up to $1 million in coverage for as little as $20 a month. Get the right life insurance for you for less at selectquote.com/LockedOnNHL. Go to selectquote.com/LockedOnNHL today to get started. That's selectquote.com/LockedOnNHL. Select Quote, they shop, you save. Okay, in this segment, we're going to speak to the legendary 87, Sidney Crosby. Like I said in the first segment, Team Canada was treating this particular game like a Game 7. No tomorrow, no later, no other opportunity. If they would have gotten upset by Finland, arguably that's probably one of the bigger upsets, hypothetically, in international history, because I said Team Finland had no business of being here, but digressing a little bit, Sidney Crosby has competed in 8 career Game 7s. During that span, he has racked up 2 goals, 4 assists, and he's also the captain for Team Canada. So he knows a thing or two about coming up big in the clutch, and just as Finland was trying to amount a last-second heroic comeback, Sidney Crosby put an end to that by getting the empty netter. Here's what Sid the Kid had to share with us.
It was huge. I thought we played pretty solid throughout. Probably guilty of sitting back a little bit there late. And, they capitalized, but, give them credit. They didn't give up. They kept pushing. Tough team to play against, so it was important to get the lead.
What about how Nate and Connor kind of, from the get-go, your big guys kind of carried it?
That's huge. I mean, they set the tone right away. That's what you need. Big plays from big-time players, and they stepped up just to get us the lead, to get a start like that, get our feet under us. But like I said, that's a tough team to get to the net. They make you work for every inch, and the lead was important.
Just your thoughts of playing U.S. again on Thursday night?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you look at the last game and the intensity, and both teams got to know each other pretty well, pretty quickly, and it'll be a great challenge.
Sid, you mentioned after the U.S. game some of the turnovers you had, and some of the you kind of lamented that. Was that on your mind coming into this game in terms of just your mindset and your power?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we got some great skill, great talent. Guys are committed to play both sides of the puck, and we got to give ourselves a chance, just by the decisions we make and being in the right position. And we did a better job of that today. And it's not something that's going to sacrifice our offense. I think we're still going to get our chances, but I think we did a good job of being aware of that. They've got some dangerous guys, and we did a pretty good job of making sure that we didn't give them a ton of looks.
Sid, what kind of impact was having McCarr back today?
Obviously huge. I mean, he plays all situations, and he's so good back there. So great to see him back out there on the ice, and obviously gave us a big boost.
So talking about Connor and Nate, I mean, it's their first time representing Canada in an event like this. Obviously, your first time was in Vancouver. as that tournament went along, how did you start to feel more comfortable, and how do you see them sort of navigating this for the first time?
Yeah, I mean they've been through a lot of experiences prior to this, and they have high expectations themselves. They understand the pressure that comes with it. They've been dealing with it for a long time. So I think like anybody, regardless of the scenario or the situation, as it goes along, you get a little more comfortable. But I mean, these guys are used to playing these big games, under the spotlight and delivering, and they did again tonight.
Sid, there's so much emphasis on Connor's talent. What can you say about his leadership?
Yeah, I mean, obviously today, a big game like this, to come out the way he did, he's vocal sometimes as well, but he understands that he's a guy that we all look to, and whether it's with his play or his words, I think he's there to lead, as you said, and today was another great example of that.
Sid, what did you learn in the first U.S. game that you can carry into and maybe improve for this weekend?
I think just how tight checking is. You see all this skill and talent, and you realize pretty quickly though that you got to fight for all the space that you can get out there. The guys that are highly skilled are also checking well and in the right places. So I think just understanding that you got to fight for those opportunities and find ways to create.
Sid, you've competed in a decent amount of Game 7s before. The mindset was to treat this like a Game 7, going to the championship game. How much of that experience really helped you lead this team, and maybe to some players who haven't been in a Game 7 before?
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately you've got to go out there and play your game, and we all rely on each other to do that, and whatever your role is, your minutes, you just got to go out there and play the best that you can and contribute that way. So I think, coming off an emotional game that we came off the game before, had to reinvest here. Thought we did a great job of that. Got some big plays from a lot of different guys, and different guys stepped up when we needed it. So that's what you need to win consistently, and we're going to need another great effort here in the next one.
Sid, but in different environment, but so you might be a little bit of 2010.
Oh, it's been a long time since 2010. There's been a lot in between that.
But the U.S. losing.
My mind hasn't gone there, to be honest with you. My mind hasn't gone there at all. So I think just understanding the challenge, trying to learn from the last game we played against the U.S., knowing what we're up against. I think just it's an opportunity, and I think we did a great job today of being a little bit better, learning from some things, and we'll look to do that.
One of the greatest players to ever play this game. And John Cooper even said that Crosby is going to go down as the greatest Canadian player to ever put on the Team Canada jersey. Crosby is up there on the Mount Rushmore of greatest hockey players of all time. I'm sure everyone knows that. The greatest Canadian of all time is Wayne Gretzky, but Sidney Crosby in this generation and a few previous generations, because he's very old, he's been doing this for many years. But I was happy to talk with Sidney post-game. He was in great spirits. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, I am so lucky that I got a great shot of Sidney, because it was just a traffic jam of reporters surrounding him. The biggest media scrum that I've witnessed in my career. All right, we're going to talk to Brayden Point momentarily, but before we continue, I want to see you guys make some extra money, so let me tell you about FanDuel. When the game tips off, the NBA action is just getting started, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game, so even if you miss the opening tip-off or want to bet a fourth quarter comeback, you can stay in the action. And if you're looking for a bigger payout, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay. I love using FanDuel. It keeps me more invested in the sport in general. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook betting partner of the NBA. Please remember to always gamble responsibly. Okay, in this game, Brayden Point scored the third goal in the first period, and he was one of the players that got the offense running for Team Canada. Here's what he had to say to me and the rest of the media post-game.
Brayden, you get to compete against Team USA once again. How you feeling, and what's the mindset going into Thursday's matchup?
Yeah, I thought it was a great game last time we played them. I thought it was a close game, and we're excited. Obviously, had to get the job done here, and got a little exciting at the end there, but able to do it, and we're really excited for the last one.
The way Connor dragged you guys into the fight today, what does it say not only of his skill but his leadership?
Oh, absolutely. You need your best guys to be your best guys, and he certainly was tonight. All our top guys were really going, and that just brings so much life to our group, and to see him come out like that was awesome.
Brayden, when you found out that you were going to be playing with Connor and Mark, what was the conversation like, just to make sure you were getting the offense going?
Yeah, obviously just Dave was such a skilled player, and he creates so much time and space out there, just trying to find spots for him, and just a little bit of conversation about where we're going on different plays. It was awesome. Obviously one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world. It's exciting when you get a chance to do that, and I had a lot of fun tonight.
The Tkachuk brothers said that they want to play the villain role and play spoiler. What's your guys' mindset, and what are your thoughts on those comments?
Oh, it's a hockey game, and we're going to prepare how we prepare, and I expect it to be a good game, and we're looking forward to it.
How long were the last minutes of that?
Sorry?
How long were the 5-7 minutes of that?
Yeah, it was. It got tense there, and our guys did a good job of finding the empty net and kind of giving us a little bit of breathing room, but they were really coming.
What does it mean to the group when Coop has so much faith in Jordan? There's lots of talk on the outside about who's going to start, but it seems it was pretty clear in this room who's going to be the guy.
Yeah, we got 3 great goaltenders here, and Binner's played awesome for us. He's made so many big saves.
The betting lines have the Americans favored to win the tournament. Do you guys consider yourselves the underdogs?
Like I said, it's a hockey game, and it's 2 good teams going at it, and we got a good game last time, and we're just going to prepare control what we can control and prepare how we prepare, and we'll see what happens.
Considering the environments you've played in, do you think this is going to be the most hostile environment you've played in on Thursday?
It'll be exciting. Obviously, we had our crowd behind us the last time, and they got theirs in a couple days, so it's going to be exciting. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be an exciting game.
Brayden, how much have you tried to sort of observe how Sid carries himself in this kind of environment? For so many of you, it's the first time representing Canada in a tournament like this. What have you taken from just how he carries himself? Oh,
it's impressive. He's a heck of a guy, and so professional, and he takes care of himself and works so hard. It's been eye-opening to see what it takes to be as good as he is, and it's just been awesome to be a part of a team that he's on.
Brayden, this has been very successful. The last game between Canada and U.S. generated 4.4 million viewers, and everyone was talking about on social media. What can you say about what Four Nations has brought to the sport of hockey and how it continues to grow?
Just, a best-on-best tournament with 4 nations, and I think it's great. I think people were wanting to see it, and it's been a whole lot of fun to play in, and I'm glad people are enjoying it.
I was curious to see how Four Nations would fare in front of an American fan base, and so far, so good. And when this episode goes live, Team Sweden and Team USA will not be that far from puck drop, but just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on the first game of Four Nations being held at TD Garden. It was a great success in Montreal, and I'm very excited to see the product live and in person, and there's so much in store. So thank you for tuning in to today's bonus episode. Leave your thoughts below. Get your predictions in. Team Canada, Team USA, how you feeling? Once again, leave a comment down below if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on podcast streaming service, hit me up on my personal X page app at TreyMatt4 or the show's X page app at Locked On Devils. As for his episode, that's all the time I have for you. Continue to stay safe. Have a wonderful day, New Jersey. Go Devils. I'll catch you guys next episode. As always, thanks for listening. Trey Matthews signing out from TD Garden.